turning clicks into cash. So we're going to be going over whether you are creating your own website on your own and you're figuring out which platform is the best to kind of use, or whether you're a newly developed agency or a freelancer and you're looking how you can provide the best website to give to a client so that they can turn those clicks into cash as well. Because we all know the name of the game. The longer that a client or a potential customer stays on that website and keeps clicking around, increases that likelihood that they're going to purchase or buy a service or book something that you have to offer. And that's yet again, right, whether you are building your own website or whether you're a freelancer or a newly developed or established agency. We're going to be going over tonight the difference between Square and Wix.com. When I first started off, I had a lot of people who were on Square and they just were like, yeah, like I absolutely love it. Like it is so easy to use and I would never go anywhere else. And then when I showed them the power that Wix could potentially give them, right, not only to the business owner, but the power that they were able to kind of hone in on, right, to kind of give that, whether it was a design, checkout process, advanced elements, some of those things that aren't offered on SquareSpace. Once I showed them that, they were like, wow, how can I switch over, right? Like right away. And it really was meant not only for the business owner, right, kind of come full circle here, but it was also really meant for that potential client who was interacting with that website. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So for this video, we're not going to go into a completely in-depth process about how to build out a fully functional website. What I really want to do here is I just want to touch base on how do we start a website? What are some of the basic changes that we can make to the website? And what are some of the basic elements that each platform has to offer, right? Because when it comes to, right, jumping into something, right, that you have no idea about, you always kind of like get halfway through and then you're like, wow, like, is there something else out there that could have benefited me? Or you kind of always have that thought in the back of your mind. And so I'm here to just kind of eliminate that, let you kind of see the process, and you can still make the decision on your own. I still know people who have kept their Squarespace website and they are happy with it. But I've seen better conversion rates, right, for people who have been on Wix.com. And that is, yet again, if you are a business owner and you want to build your own website, it is a lot easier to do. And some of the other videos that we'll kind of jump into, right, on how to do some more of those advanced things. But also, if you are a free agent, a freelancer, right? Yeah, if you're if you're a free agent, right, in the market trying to get picked up by an agency, you can go ahead and drop out of that and just go ahead and follow your own business and start doing your own recruiting, right? That'll be a different video for a different time. But if you are a freelancer or you have started your own agency, right, per se, I can show you how you can build phenomenal websites with Wix.com. And the most important thing that I honestly have seen from a lot of my success is that once you build that website and you give it over to that client and they start making money, not only one will they come back because they're always internally grateful for the work that you did for them, but the referrals come tenfold. And so let's go ahead and jump into the Squarespace here. Okay, cool. So I just went to Squarespace. I signed up for my own account, just like you kind of would like for like a Facebook account, right? So I've made Squarespace websites before in the past. So usually it'll ask you, it'll like give you like about 3 different questions that it will ask you, and then it will actually bring you to this template page here, right? So for us, let's just say we're going to do like an online store, right? And we want to do like a local business here, okay? And so I'm just going to kind of search through here. Okay, cool. I like this one. Let's go with this one. Cool, so it's going to ask me to name my site here, and we're going to say right in this corner, right, Squarespace. Cool. And we'll go to continue. So it'll say, selling anything. It'll give you a little helpful kind of some information here, right, about how you can do that. drive traffic. It'll let you know you can build beautiful email campaigns, intricate social media tools, advanced SEO. And then it'll do a power your online store by advanced insights, flexible fulfillment options, and product review from customers. Pretty cool. Okay. So now, for the sake of this video here, I'm just going to go ahead and skip this here. But this is a really great intro video that kind of will show you what's kind of going on. But like most people, right? Most people just want to jump right into it. Speaking from a business owner's perspective, right? Really eliminating. I'm going to pretend like I don't know anything about coding, right? Or about being a full stack developer, whether, it's front end, back end, entry level, right? I'm just like a business owner wanting to create their own site. Like most people, they'll just say, yeah, you know what, don't show again right now. Like, let me just jump into it. Let me just see how easy it is for me to actually do it. Right off the bat here, if I didn't know anything about how to develop, I would simply just start saying oh, can I just like start editing, like my site? Now it looks like I'm on the live. I got this dashboard over here on the left hand side that lets me go to settings, but I don't see anything. So like my website, now it's letting me, get into the website here. So it's like, okay, great. Like I want to go to pricing. Cool. But I'm still interacting with the website. And so if I wanted to start editing like the actual page, it seems a little kind of confusing to me, right? Everything seems kind of like demo, and it's very off. You wouldn't know to really kind of go up to this edit section here and click on edit in order actually to get into the website. So let's really just talk about some basic changes that we can make in adding basic elements to the page. So what we'll do here is right off the bat, right, I want to put a photo here in this right section right here. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm just going to add an image, and then it brings this image here, and I go, oh, okay, excellent. Like I just want to bring it up, right? Oh, I just want to bring this guy up, but it's not letting me go up. It's letting me go down, right? But it's not letting me go up. That's just super strange. So you may get frustrated. You may delete it, and then you may try to even add another block, right? And we'll do a video. And now maybe you're trying to drag it. And as you can see here, it's only calculating to that section there. Kind of frustrating, right? Like you should be able to, Steve Jobs said it the best, right? If I'm describing like something on your shirt, right, I shouldn't have to give you coordinates to where I'm describing it. I should be able to just point to that spot and explain that. Now I'm definitely paraphrasing there a bit. So, you know what? Why don't we just have Steve Jobs explain it. Steve?
What idiot is going to want... If I want to tell you there's a spot in your shirt, I point to the spot. I don't say there's a spot 14 centimeters down from the collar and 3 centimeters to the right of the second button while I try to remember what the command is for club soda. That's not how a person's mind works.
Well said, Steve. Anyways, going back to this here, right? So just can't get that video up there. So like let's try and add a new section here. How about I bring in this section here, and now, okay, cool, I want to add this photo here. Okay, so now it's going to let me add a photo here, and now I want to bring this brand down, but now it's just involuntarily making the back of this page here bigger, and I don't know what's kind of going on here, right? So maybe let me edit this section here. Okay, so now the row count. Okay, so I've kind of figured out, okay, now I have a row count. So I want to go up in my row count. Instead of going up, right, it's just pushing the next row below it, right? Maybe I want a gap in my grid. Maybe that'll help me out. Okay, so I got it up a little bit higher. That's excellent. Let me delete this guy here. Okay, cool. Going back to the edit section here. The height of this, maybe I want it large. Okay, excellent. And I don't want a divider, and that's how we get rid of the divider. Okay, excellent. So really kind of by trial and error here. Oh, look, they have the background here. Okay, excellent. I'll go ahead and replace it. Oh, look, browse stock images. Cool. I want this one. Add that image. Okay, I don't want that there. And I want to add a text block here. Let's figure out what text block we want. Pretty cool photo. I like that. So they have filters and list here. Integrations, business for products. I kind of want something like, yeah, let's do something scrolling. What's going on with this? Oh, cool. Okay, excellent. So actually, I want this scrolling to be right here. Okay, so as you can see here, I want it to be like right here. Okay, so I want it to so that the letters are falling just right below the photo. Okay, and as you can see here, it won't actually stay right there. Right, let's see, let's try this, go down below. But still, I want this, right, to be like right here, like right below that image. And it keeps shooting down into that given block. So if these blocks aren't given in that exact format, right, where this blue block is highlighted, it actually won't stay there. That's kind of super frustrating. So now you're going to have to work around with some settling for some of the things that you are kind of condoned to within SquareSpace, right? So here's just like a quick little a quick little walkthrough here. You know what? I just kind of want to test out one more thing here. Let's go and add this event section here. And now what I want to do is I want to put a photo above this guy here. Okay, so what's going on here? Why can't, everywhere else I went, right, add a block, but I get here and I can't add a block. Well, that's kind of frustrating, right? Well, let me go to edit content. So title. Oh, okay, so it looks like yet again, right, I am, constrained on what Squarespace is giving me here. Kind of frustrating, right? So let's now head on over to Wix. Okay, and so now I'm here in my Wix partner dashboard. And now your dashboard might look a little bit different than mine. And you really won't have to worry about all of the elements. I've created myself some folders for my clients, ones that are in progress and the final stage that have been completed. I've kept some templates, some websites that are on hold, my YouTube videos that I create where I go over how to edit, basic elements, advanced elements, right? So my folders are tailored to me. They may be different for you, especially if you're a business owner and you own multiple businesses. Then you can have those folders out. If you're an agency, I would recommend setting up your dashboard kind of like mine. Now, the great thing about this that I'd like to point out, though, is something that doesn't change is this section here, right? This will always be here where you can go and create a new site. Now, this brings you to the couple of questions, just like SquareSpace would do, but it doesn't repeat that over. For some reason, sometimes like when I log out of SquareSpace for a long period of time, then I log back in, it will ask me these prompts that like Wix is like prompting to us right now. But for some reason or another, maybe it's just like an error that's happening in SquareSpace where Wix will always ask you these set of questions, right? And so you probably won't see this initial platform because this is on Wix Studio here. And so Wix Studio isn't accessed to everyone just yet, just to certain partners that are with Wix. And if they have released it, then awesome. You can definitely go ahead and do start from a template. However, if you want something that's a little bit more easier to maintain, a little bit more easier to build out as a freelancer or a business owner trying to build their own website, I would go down here to build with Wix Editor. Right, and then it will ask you, Wix does have two platforms. They have the Wix, which is the Wix Editor, and the Wix Editor X. The Wix Editor X is the bigger brother, right, of the Wix Editor. So this is the Wix Editor, and this is the Wix Editor X. And then Wix Studios is like the oldest brother, right? Like he is the golden child. And that has just been recently dropped. So what I would choose is very easy to build out. A little bit harder. You'll have to spend some YouTube Academy time, right, to really kind of figure it out if you are new to Wix Editor X or you haven't ever really built a website before. So we're going to go with Wix here. The great thing that I like about this is the questions that they ask you are phenomenal, and they really do a good job of bringing you relative templates based upon kind of like your questions that you answered, right? So what kind of website are you creating? I'm going to do a online store. Okay, cool. So we got a couple of different ones here. So I'm going to do an online clothing store. Let's go to next. What's the name of your store? I'm going to say in this corner. Editor. Okay, cool. So we'll go to next, and then I'll ask you, what do you want to include? You know, I'm not going to do an Instagram feed right now. I don't want to do forms. I don't want to have a chat. I just want to just kind of figure out like what's going on Wix editor here, and how can I start working around. So I'm not going to do any of this other stuff. I'm just going to go to next here and just have my online store. And then it'll say create any website with Wix editor. Start with a blank canvas or a designer build template. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and start now. And now they kind of have given us, I mean, geez, a lot of templates here to work with. They're not so elongated, right, like SquareSpace was, right? We have a couple of different variety of options here as well. So you know what I'm just going to do here is I'm going to pick, let's see here. You know what, actually, I like this one that was on the first page, which was this guy right here. Cool. So let's go to edit. You can also view it at first, right? If you like really want to interact with it. Right. Okay, cool. So, yep, this is the one I want. I want to go to edit. So now it clearly opens up a separate tab, right, for you. And we'll then kind of jump into the dashboard and how the dashboard is separate from the editor. So it is a very clear distinctive vibe to it that, hey, you are actually editing the page, as opposed to that kind of confusing way that we kind of like went about it, where it was like, was I editing the page? Like, how do I know where to click to edit the page? This is a great, phenomenal tool that Wix has implemented in their website. Let AI write your site content for you. Okay, so let's just do, you know, I sell all types of... Okay, cool. So I went and typed out this little spiel here about how, you know, launching your website faster using AI, answer a few questions to quickly create unique text for your site. It is usually pretty accurate, but it's only as accurate as the information that you give it. So always make sure to include more information, but I kept this one super short, simple, to the point. My business name is Wix Editor. I sell all types of clothing like hats, shirts, pants. I want to build a community of people who will not only wear my clothing brand, but also share with the world what they are wearing via social media. So let's go ahead and do create this. And within seconds, right, we have this phenomenal way of already getting text on our website without us having to really kind of go in there and start kind of really messing around with it. So right away, what Wix does here for you is it clearly defines, right, what are your parameters that you are working in. Here's how you can add an element. Here's how you can add a section. Here are the pages in the menu, site design, add apps, my business, media, CMS, and we'll kind of get into more advanced stuff, right, in later videos. So if you click anywhere on the page, right, you are now clearly in the editor here, and you can start seeing this by you hovering over elements. Okay, so let's also take this from the perspective of me being a business owner, and I have no idea how to make a website as well. Okay, so we kind of went through how they kind of explain all these elements here. So yet again, I want to add that image. So I'm going to look in here, I'm going to say, okay, well, here's an image here, and I'm just going to grab a random image. Right, I'm going to go ahead and adjust that guy. And I want to place it right here. All right, so let's actually move it outside the parameter lines. Okay, cool. Now, what Wix has said to us before, right? Anything outside of these parameter lines won't be shown. And so with that, right, you're saying, okay, well, how would I be able to do this? Once you kind of look through the helpful forms, it will teach you very straight up and right off the bat what strips are. Strips are one of the key elements when it comes to Wix. So what we'll do is we're going to look for a strip, right? And right here it says strip, and they're very they make it very noticeable, right off the bat to you, because that's how crucial these elements are within Wix. So we'll choose a white one here. We're going to bring this photo over here, but still outside of those parameter lines. So let's go ahead and move it in the front here. And then all of a sudden this like little helpful bar kind of like pops up here, right? And you kind of notice that on the photo. And so you'll actually also notice that when you click on the actual strip itself, that bar changes. And I think Wix does a phenomenal job of really kind of letting this like, helpful toolbar really kind of pop up in your face to make sure that it's kind of there. And then you start to get kind of a little bit more curious. You're like, okay, I can change the background of the strip. You scroll over, background scroll effect, that's pretty cool. And then you go to layout. And you're like, oh, well, like what's layout? And now this little strip kind of pops up here for you as well. And it says left, center, or right. So you're like, okay, yeah, like I want this image to be to the right. And now you'll see that parameter line. Anything to the right of it, right, would be able to have this photo available, right, from the responsiveness from a desktop, laptop, to a tablet, to a mobile. And then you're like, okay, well, but I don't want that white space there. And so when you say, okay, like I want to change the strip of the background strip of this guy, it now gives you this helpful little toolbar here. You can go into color. There's no transparent colors in here, right? So then you do notice here like a little cogwheel right here, little gear here. You can go to settings, and this is where you can actually change the color of it to make it 0. And now we can host this photo right there, right where we want it to. That's unbelievable, right? And just to touch base really quick on what the dashboard now would kind of look like on Wix. As you can see, when we went and first designed the page, it brought us right into it. But then after you save your template and you basically log out of it and you go back to the dashboard, this is what your dashboard looks like here, right? You have your home, activities here. You can then also do more plugins by going down to the App Store and bringing in like booking or the Wix store. You can do the events. There are additional third-party plugins that you can use as well that usually cost an additional fee, but Wix does a really good job of bringing you all of the essential plugins that you really need for free, as long as you have the premium subscription through Wix. Here you can then also do automations. You can do your marketing and SEO as well. This comes with Google Ads, Google Business, right? So this dashboard is really phenomenal, right? In the sense of separating the ability to edit your site and then have access to like the back end, right? Or your dashboard to handle the other part of the business that isn't just the website itself. And I really do like the way that they laid out this clear navigation here that then helps you really kind of expand your business to all aspects. Like I said, not just the website, but all the other things that it takes to really kind of make sure that people are getting, or the website's getting in front of people so that they actually notice your website. To be totally straight up, as you can tell, I do like Wix, right? And it's not just because I'm a partner of Wix. It is because of the fact that I came to realize that when the client was asking me in giving me their expectations of what they wanted the website to do, I came to learn that Wix was the better solution. Now, there are still some elements, right, that SquareSpace offers, such as rendering some of those sections that are already pre-built sections that I really do like them. There also was the ability to understand that the dashboard and the editor are on the same page, which is cool. I do like that for the convenience of myself, right? If I was just a business owner and I wanted to have access to both. But once you really start to kind of really hone in on it, right, having that clarity of being on a different dashboard let me interact with it from the back end with invoicing and possibly doing automations, as opposed to when I'm in the editor, I have come to learn that I like that separation, which Wix does give. Right, and when it comes to Wix being dynamic in the sense of being able to, you really have that power to grab an element and drop it anywhere you want on the page, as long as you follow the guidelines of staying within the parameters. And now I know that we kind of skipped out on the intros for both Wix and Square. I do recommend, right? We just kind of did it for just jumping in, kind of getting your feet wet to see which platform you really would like. But at the end of the day, it really does come down to educating yourself, spending that extra 10 to 15 minutes doing some basic YouTube Academy, watching maybe some of my other videos as well, if you'd like, and really teaching yourself, right? And if you're a freelancer or an agency, the same applies to you as well. So, who wins tonight's matchup, according to my opinion, right? Which I think is a 10-round full fight here, right? From just the basic side, with an unanimous decision. I agree that Wix would be your best solution to use. So I hope this video was super helpful. Feel free to leave me a comment, hit the subscribe button if you want. You don't have to, but I really appreciate you guys watching. Take care.